The war between Russia and Ukraine has become one of the most important military confrontations of the 21st century, and at the center of this war stands one city, Kyiv. Ukraine's capital, a political center, a strategic hub, and a symbol of Ukrainian resistance. But Russia's offensive against Kyiv has changed dramatically since the first days of the invasion. What started as a rapid assault evolved into a long campaign of missile strikes, drone attacks, electronic warfare, and strategic pressure. So how is Russia attacking the Ukrainian capital today? How are the Ukrainians resisting? And what options does Russia still have if it wants to succeed? Tonight, we break down the battlefield reality behind the war for Kyiv. Hack Part 1. The first offensive against Kyiv. Russian forces crossed into Ukraine in February 2022. Many analysts believed Kyiv could fall quickly. Russian troops advanced from multiple directions. Airborne units targeted strategic infrastructure. Armored columns pushed toward the capital. Missile strikes attempted to disrupt Ukrainian command systems. The apparent goal was rapid political collapse. If Kyiv fell quickly, Russia may have hoped Ukraine's leadership would lose control of the country. But the offensive encountered major problems almost immediately. Ukrainian resistance proved stronger than expected. Roads became congested, logistics slowed down, fuel and supply problems emerged. At the same time, Ukrainian forces used drones, artillery, ambush tactics, and mobile infantry units to slow Russian advances. The long Russian convoy north of Kyiv became a symbol of those difficulties. Eventually, Russian forces withdrew from northern Ukraine, but the battle for Kyiv did not end. Instead, it transformed. Drawing ground forces from the Kyiv region, Russia changed strategy. Instead of trying to capture the capital through direct assault, Moscow increasingly relied on long-range warfare. Cruise missiles, ballistic missiles, Shahed drones, electronic warfare systems, decoy targets. Russia now regularly launches complex strike packages against Kyiv. The objective is not only military destruction, it is also pressure. Pressure on infrastructure, pressure on air defenses, pressure on the economy, pressure on morale. Many attacks are designed to overwhelm Ukrainian defensive systems through saturation. Large drone swarms may arrive first, then cruise missiles from different directions, then faster ballistic missiles that reduce interception time. Some drones are used as decoys to force Ukraine to waste expensive interceptor missiles. This creates a dangerous equation for Ukrainian defenders. Russia can often produce or acquire low-cost drones more cheaply than Ukraine can intercept them. The offensive has therefore become a war of endurance and industrial capacity. And every month, both sides adapt their tactics further. Despite the scale of Russian attacks, Ukraine continues resisting in ways that surprised many military experts. The first major factor is air defense. Ukraine built layered defensive networks around Kyiv. Different systems operate together to intercept different threats. Some systems target ballistic missiles. Others focus on drones or cruise missiles. Mobile air defense teams constantly relocate to avoid detection. Western military support also plays a major role. Ukraine receives intelligence, radar support, satellite information, and advanced defensive equipment from NATO countries. This improves reaction time against incoming attacks. But technology alone is not the full story. Ukraine also adapted rapidly in drone warfare. Small, inexpensive drones became critical battlefield tools. Reconnaissance drones help detect Russian activity. Attack drones threaten military infrastructure. Naval drones even target Russian assets far from Kyiv. Another major element is civilian resilience. Despite repeated attacks, Kyiv continues functioning. Government institutions still operate. Transportation networks continue working. Emergency services rapidly respond after strikes. That resilience carries enormous psychological importance. Because Russia's strategy partly depends on creating exhaustion and fear over time, and every time Kyiv continues operating after a major attack, Ukraine demonstrates that the state remains functional. Ukraine is not simply defending, it is imposing serious challenges on Russia. The first challenge is cost. Missiles are expensive. Large-scale attacks consume resources. Long wars pressure military industries. The second challenge is uncertainty. Ukraine constantly changes defensive tactics. Mobile systems relocate. Electronic warfare adapts. Drone operations evolve rapidly. This forces Russian planners to continuously modify strike methods. The third challenge is international support. Ukraine benefits from intelligence cooperation and military assistance from Western countries. That support complicates Russia's long-term calculations. The fourth challenge is political symbolism. Kyiv has become more than a military target. It represents Ukrainian sovereignty itself. As long as the capital continues functioning, Ukraine projects stability and resistance both domestically and internationally. So what options does Russia still have if it wants to succeed strategically? The first option is long-term attrition. Rather than seeking a rapid collapse, Russia may aim to slowly exhaust Ukraine through continuous pressure. Repeated attacks can damage infrastructure, strain the economy, and force Ukraine to consume valuable defensive resources. The second option is industrial expansion. Russia continues increasing drone and missile production. If Moscow can sustain higher production rates than Ukraine's defensive capacity, it could intensify pressure over time. The third option is political patience. Russia may believe that international support for Ukraine could weaken over the years due to economic pressures or political divisions among Western allies. The fourth option is technological adaptation. Russia constantly modifies strike tactics, faster missiles, more drones, electronic warfare, decoys, mixed attack formations. Modern warfare has become a competition of adaptation. Every Ukrainian defense creates a new Russian response. And every Russian offensive innovation forces Ukraine to adjust again. Russia still faces a determined opponent that continues adapting faster than many expected. That means success is far from guaranteed. The offensive against Kyiv is no longer a simple ground invasion. It has evolved into a massive technological and industrial confrontation. Missiles, drones, air defenses, electronic warfare, economic pressure, psychological endurance. Russia continues searching for ways to weaken Ukraine. Ukraine continues proving it can survive under extreme pressure. And the outcome may ultimately depend on which side can sustain the conflict longer. Because in modern warfare, endurance itself can become a weapon. If you enjoyed this analysis, subscribe for more deep dives into modern warfare, geopolitics, and military strategy. And tell us in the comments. Do you think wars in the future will be decided more by technology and industrial production than by traditional battlefield offensives? Thanks for watching.